Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Are you choosing to have a great day? Do you know you can choose your attitude in any circumstance? That might sound a little ridiculous or a little pie in the sky, but it is true. You can practice. How many times in a single day do you suppose you say, I have to? I have to do that. I have to be somewhere. I can't because I have to do something else. I wonder if you counted them. I bet you say, I have to, maybe 100 times between the time you get up in the morning and the time you lie down to go to sleep. I have to get the car fixed. I have to go shopping. I won't be home for dinner. I have to work. Bob Proctor, in his book, The ABCs of Success, suggests that the truth is you can go home for dinner if you really want to. You choose to work. There is nothing you have to do. Everything you do, you choose to do. Bob Proctor would say, I know you're probably thinking now, wait a minute, Proctor, there are some things a person has to do. You have to pay taxes. Well, you don't really have to pay taxes. You have a choice. You can pay taxes, or you can move to a tax-free zone, or maybe you end up going to jail. I know that might seem a little ridiculous, but it's true nevertheless. There was a book written by J. Martin Coe titled Your Greatest Power. And that book was about choice. The ability to choose is your greatest power. In fact, the ability to choose is what separates you from the rest of the animal kingdom. Think about the number of times that you're asked to go somewhere or do something and you feel like you have to. You don't. You have the ability to choose. You can say no. Are you aware that the word no can be a complete sentence? You may choose to be a little more diplomatic and suggest that you have chosen to do something else rather than give a straight, flat no, but still, it's your choice. Give this some serious thought. Life is short, too short to be spent doing something or going somewhere that you have not chosen to do or to go. Many people stay in jobs they detest. Why? Another short, complete statement, I quit, could change their lives. It's your choice. Choose to have a great day. That's what I've chosen to do today. Of the blessings set before you, make your choice and be content. Our freedom can be measured by the number of things we can walk away from. The history of free men is never really written by chance, but by choice. Their choice, your choice. Think about what you would choose today. The universe is unlimited. You don't have to live the same Monday as every other Monday. I used to feel like I didn't have a choice. I had made my choice many, many years ago, and I worked in a good government job. And then once you get settled into the job, the routine, expecting a pay, knowing that you have benefits and maybe a retirement plan, then you feel like you have to stay there. Part of it was loyalty. Part of it was knowing that I had to pay the bills. Well, I guess I didn't have to, but there's always consequences. I'd made a decision to stay, and then I was getting tired of it. I was feeling like I was in a prison. I was feeling handcuffed to the pay and the benefits, but I really didn't know how to break free. And then I started studying Bob Proctor's material. And the more I studied, the more I learned, the more I realized that we have an imagination, we have intuition, we have a beautiful mind. And when we use it to think about what do we really want, and maybe say, I get to do this instead of I have to. For a while, I decided I get to stay at my job. I get to do this job. I get to earn this paycheck. But it wasn't fulfilling me anymore. And then I realized I would love to do what Bob Proctor was doing. I studied the laws of the universe. I read books like Think and Grow Rich and Bob Proctor's book, You Were Born Rich. And I studied his material. Actually, he says to study the laws of the universe like a scientist. What do you really want? You have intellectual faculties that set you apart from the animal world. Animals can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. You can do that too, but you also have the ability to think, to reason, to decide, to choose. What do I really want? What would I love to be doing? What kind of work feels purposeful to me? How can I serve people from the best of me, giving from my heart? How can I receive more without feeling like I'm killing myself, working my fingers to the bone? It's all an intentional transformation, a conscious choice, and a process that you can actively engage in, thinking about what do you really want? What would you choose if you had it to do all over again? Would you choose the job that you're doing, or would you create your own business? Would you sell your business and do something that you really love? Would you stay in a marriage that's no longer working? Would you work at that marriage to make sure that you brought love and joy and happiness to yourself and your partner? What if you just started saying, instead of I have to, I get to. I choose. I choose to love this person that I'm living with. I choose every day to go to the work that I am designed for. I'm good at my job. I love it. People respect me, and I want to be here. I choose to get up every morning and take my best attitude to every task that I do. I choose to get the car repaired, or I choose to buy a new vehicle. I choose to declutter my house. I choose to clean whatever it is that you're talking yourself into procrastinating because it might seem hard or long or something you don't want to do. Decide that that's what you're going to do. You choose it. Is that what you really want? And when you spend the time really thinking, you have the power to change your thoughts. You have the power to choose. If you're feeling stressed, choose to relax. Jobs and money are never the primary cause of stress. Negative thinking causes stress. The real cause of our problems lies in our thoughts, not in things or circumstances. The best years of your life are the ones in which you decide your problems are your own. You don't blame them on your mother. You don't blame them on the ecology or the government or the economy. You realize that you control your own destiny. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. First comes thought, then organization of that thought into ideas, then transformation of those plans into reality. And everything, if you notice, the beginning, as you will observe, is in your imagination. Where we have been, where we are now, and where we're going are three important phases in everyone's life. You can mentally mix exciting experiences from your past and present that will prepare you to develop an interesting vision for your future. Or if you're not mentally alert, you could very easily reverse the process and reflect on some unpleasant experience or failure from your past that would cause you to see only negative circumstances that exist in the present. That sort of mental activity automatically develops a negative attitude, and it prevents any productive planning for your future. Our past experiences and our present circumstances have absolutely no power other than that which we choose to give them. How many times do you give your mental energy to your past failures, to current problems? As each of us visits where we have been many times each day, get into the habit of giving your mental energy to past accomplishments, to past victories, to your success, to the experiences that brought great joy into your life. And if you do that, then you would see only all of the opportunities that surround you. Positive circumstances will pop up one after another. Where you are now suddenly becomes very exciting. If you think about, maybe congratulate yourself on how you got where you are, on your successes, on your past accomplishments. Mentally mix that part with the present. Bob Proctor says you will have difficulty containing yourself with the dynamic vision of your future. Where you have been, where you are now, and where you're going are three important phases. Make your mental mix a winning combination. Many of the successful people I know keep a victory log or a win list, a record of their accomplishments, and they carry it with them and read it periodically. You might try this. Then when you look back, you will be certain of holding a beautiful picture. You are always free to change your mind and choose a different future or a different past. Instead of looking back at all your failures and problems and challenges and the things that are dragging you down, what if you look back at all your victories, your successes, your accomplishments, the things that brought you joy? And then when you get into that feeling of joy, proud of your accomplishments, excited about the things that you've created, start thinking about what you would love, what else you want. What is it that gets you excited? What lights you up? Life is divided into three terms: that which was, which is, and which will be. Let us learn from the past to profit by the present, and from the present to live better in the future. Ask yourself, how do I treat myself when I feel valuable? You can elevate your self-image by intentionally aligning your daily habits and environment with how does a person of high worth, how do they live? How do they think? How do they care for themselves? What would I be doing if I felt valuable, worthy of receiving the dream that I have in my heart? Whatever you hold in your mind and your heart turns into your physical reality as you add emotion to it. Practice visualizing what it is that you truly desire. Get a clear picture. You want to be loved and loving and have a special relationship. Why do you want that? What would it feel like? How would you be sharing your day, your experiences, your adventures, your love? Give thanks for being a loving person and for the right person to come into your life. As you focus on being your best version of you, your best friend, taking care of your body, your mind, your soul. The right person shows up to match your loving energy. Write down an affirmation and stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself deep into your soul, one eye at a time, and say your name and say, I am worthy of love, care, respect, rest, and success. I treat myself with respect and kindness today. And then look into your other eye and say your name. I am worthy of love, care, rest, and success. I treat myself with respect and kindness today. Say it until you believe it, or at least until your subconscious starts to listen. What we get emotionally involved in and what we repeat with emotion is what becomes our circumstances, our environment, our life. What would you love? It's important to get into feeling as if you already have it, that it's yours, and know that it's on its way. And then when you get into the feeling and know exactly what you want, write it down. You might say, I am so happy and grateful now that. Write your goal in the present tense as if it's already here. You're giving thanks for it. You might add some words of feeling. You might add how you would be celebrating. If you have a plan for a business that you want to start, what does it look like when it's running beautifully? What does it look like maybe 5 years from now and money is pouring in and the business is flowing and you're so proud of your accomplishments? How would you be spending your day? Who will you be serving? How will your family and your customers be talking about you, be feeling? As you're writing out what you really desire, what it feels like to be there, add some affirmations. I'm so happy and grateful now that. I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy. I have time and money, freedom to enjoy everything that I've worked for. I love my life. I love life and life loves me. Create some space in your day. Maybe you want to practice writing down what you're grateful for every morning, and then at night before you go to bed, list all the wonderful things that happened. Or in your mind, review the day and change the story if it's not what you wanted. Give it a different ending. You're writing the story of your life. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. You and I possess the power to decide on our thoughts, to choose what we're going to be doing, to choose what's next. I get to provide for my family. I get to go on vacation. I get to enjoy free time. I get to carve out an hour a day to look after myself, to align with my goal, to research what I really want to do, to get into the feeling that life is awesome, to develop faith, to develop faith that everything I want is coming together. And I am a cooperative component. My thoughts, my feelings, my actions are in alignment with what I truly desire. Write down what it is that you truly desire. Get into the feeling that it's already yours. Spend some time sitting quietly, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, and ask for guidance for the day. You will receive inspired ideas. Ideas will come to you out of the blue. Sometimes they'll be crazy, sometimes they'll be big and scary. Write them down and take action on them. That is the universal mind giving you direction. As you take a step, as you start to act as if you already have the power to choose your thoughts, choose your life, decide what you really want, start going after it, and the universe will react and reward you according to your thoughts, feelings, and actions. That's how it works for everyone. Decide what you want to do. Decide what you're going to give up to go after it. And go after what you really want. Don't settle. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.